treat another person that way, there's no love. You can be upset and you can feel bad about a situation without harming someone, without bullying them, without trying to destroy their life. You don't have to hurt someone with vengeance and payback. It's not even realistic payback. You're vindictful against somebody about a perceived slight, but it's not even, but maybe your perception is off, but you just want to vindicate yourself somehow off of your feelings. And that's not even fair. This person isn't fighting you, isn't doing anything to wrong you, but because you choose to feel wronged, you retaliate against another person. And it's like you're just beating them down unfairly. It's like someone blew bubbles your way that didn't even connect with you, and if they did, it would be a slight wet kiss to your forehead, and then you just throw rocks, and then you throw bricks, and then you drop a crane on their head. It's like, wait a minute, I'm blowing bubbles and they're not even at you, and it's a harmless thing, and one may have connected with you, and then you kill me for it. Wow. like wow, it is overkill. It's like, for one, whatever accidentally connected with you did not harm you, yet you threw a rock at me, and then you still did that. Still wasn't that wasn't that wasn't compensation enough. That wasn't fair enough for you. So then you threw bricks at me too, and then you still felt vengeance, and so then you drop a crane on me. Like, you just completely want to destroy me for an accidental bubble touching you that wasn't even directed at you. And that's kind of how some relationships go when there's an unhealthy person that feels slighted and feels attacked, even though anyone else on the outside looking in will say, wait, okay, the wind took that, and okay, and it was harmless, right? But they don't have reasonable skills. And if they tell it like that, and someone may say that to them, they either get mad at the person and don't talk to them, or they change the story when they repeat it to someone else to get them on their side, and it's now someone threw a bottle of bubbles, dumped a bucket of bubbles on his head, and the story keeps changing. Someone was holding them in bath water, holding them, choking them under bath water, you know. So this slight indis, indiscreet whatever bubble situation turns into this angry attack on them, as they keep telling people, and their story keeps changing until it gets they get to someone who says, oh, well, if that person did all that to you, now I understand why you did all this and this and this. But we're so far away from what actually happened that it it's just a bunch of confusion. And it's unfortunate because it's unfair to the person who's being attacked unreasonably. And it's actually unfair to the person who's causing the attack because they keep changing their story to be the victim, and they're taking it all out of context, and then they start believing it. And if they ever face to face with that person again, now as you did blah blah blah, it's like, no, I didn't. Why else would I have done all of that? And so someone else is like, yeah, it makes sense that so it's unfortunate and it's unfair, but it's it's ultimately damaging to the person who perceived a slight that wasn't really a slight because they took something out of context that had a reasonable explanation, could have been resolved, and with a healthy mindset, it it people, they all involved could have got past it, but instead they build up this team of angry people who are now believing this big lie and justifying that person's behavior, and they'll continue to behave that way instead of getting healthy consultation and counseling and learning to not take an accidental touch as an attack and then change the story to make their reaction to what they perceived as an attack, to make it justified. But anyway, back to couples reconciling and breaking up. It's not because someone wants someone else all the time. Sometimes there's just a blockage that they can't quite get through while they're so close to each other, and a healthy separation where both parties actually love themselves and they are interested in growing, whether they grow with each other or they remain apart, but they do take an accurate assessment of self assessment, and make the recognize their behavior flaws and misinterpretations that they may have been under the influence of, and they take an active healing role to have a more positive outlook on life and on people who are in their lives. And if both people separately can do that, then they can come together and say, when this and this happened, I thought that, and then that's why I did this. I genuinely want to apologize for whatever I did, said, or whatever, because now I realize that that's not what you meant, and I did react badly, unintentional. And then that person can sit there and say, I appreciate you, and I accept your apology. I really believe that you are remorseful for however you behaved. And I thank you for understanding that that was not my intent of whatever was done or said. And that in the future, I will explain to you more, beforehand, afterhand, during what I'm meaning. And I would like that if for some reason this is said in the future and you feel this way, if you can have a conversation with me about it. And I'm willing to listen. Just tell me. Don't hold it in and assume that I meant this. Just ask me about it, and I would like to talk through things and not blow up or accuse you of not understanding. And I want to apologize for my response to you as well, and for maybe communicating in a confusing manner. And then there we go. There we go. It could all be so simple. But positivity, understanding, self-awareness is key, and every breakdown in a relationship isn't because someone is looking for the greener grass on the other side. Sometimes people just need to step away from the heat, to cool themselves down, get a better assessment on where they are, where they want to be, where they need to be, where that person is. And then if they're both on the same healthy level, they can step back to each other and continue again. However, if it's more on a light and dark, a positive and negative, there's not going to be a connection because it's never going to match up in that um, constitution or in that type of different spectrums of energy and emotion and concepts on life and things and situations.